Hi there. So a few weeks ago, I started going to a new dentist, and he said I ought to be using a WaterPik. I thought I had one up in the attic, and sure enough, here it is. It's a model 71. I think it's maybe from the 1970s. This cover here flips over, forms a reservoir for the water. Anyway, it worked great for about a week, and then it started leaking. So if we turn it on here, kind of hard to see on camera, but what it does is it pulsates for a few seconds, and then it starts dribbling for a while, and then it'll pulsate again. And if we look on the unit, you can see that it's leaking. And it's also leaking from the bottom onto the sink, making a nice puddle here and then dripping onto the floor. So let's see what we can do with this thing. Again, it's a model 71. Made in USA. Can you believe it? Looks like the bottom is held on with 4 or 5 little screws here. These are metal into plastic, so they're going to be stuck in there pretty good, and they're rusty as well. Yeah, that's real tight. There it goes. Okay, I got one out. So I got all the screws out except one here. It's really rusty. Just can't get a grip, so I'm just going to melt it out with a soldering iron here. Okay, it's coming. There it goes. That's after about 2 minutes of melting. So it looks like there's a motor and a little pump here. And here's the hose from the reservoir. It looks in pretty rough shape. Not sure what happened there. Maybe heat from the motor made it degrade. But if you squeeze it, it just comes apart completely. So let's take this out, see what we can do. Looks like the whole unit will just slide out now. Let's take the hose off. Sure enough, this just slips right out. And there's the rest of the hose. It looks in pretty rough condition as well. See if we can get it off the barb here. It's not going to come off easy. Probably have to tear it off. See if we can get the screwdriver underneath here and pry it. And it's not coming off, it's just falling apart. Okay, so the hose is torn off. There's still a stub on there. And it looks like we'll just have to break that up. Okay, there it goes. Again, it's just falling apart completely. Looks like the barb is in okay shape. So maybe just have to replace this piece of tubing. So there's the full tubing. You can see it's in terrible shape and just disintegrating all over the place. Let's see if we can find something similar. Happen to have some of this Tygon tubing. It's Tygon R3603. This is 3/16 inch inside diameter and 1/16 inch wall. We compare that to the old tubing. It's pretty similar, maybe a little bit larger inside diameter, but let's go ahead and try it. Just cut a piece about the same length. See how that fits onto the reservoir here. And it seems to fit pretty good. It's on there pretty snug. Let's try the other end here. And that goes on pretty good. Maybe not as tight as it could be, but there's no real pressure on the hose. It's just gravity feed, so I think it'll be okay. And it looks like the length is just right as well. There's a bunch of water in there. Let's dry that out. Now I just have to replace this on-off switch linkage. So there's a little square peg there, fits into a slot on the lever. Just slip that right back in. Okay, that seems to be working. Now I just have to replace the control knob. Kind of a square shaft here. And there's a little pin to stop the travel. So that's turned to the far left position, which means it has to fit on here with the pin on the left. And that seems to be working right. Now before we put the top on, we're going to have to remove this rusty screw. Now that we can get our grip on it, it seems to be turning. Okay, so that's out. See if we can slip the lid back on. Get the hose in the right place here. Okay, that's on. Now I just have to replace the screws. Okay, let's go ahead and try it. Let's fill the reservoir. Turn it on. And there we go, nice steady pulsating action. Seems to be working fine. And no apparent leak on the unit. And no puddle on the sink either. So great, looks like it's fixed. So there it is, the Model 71 WaterPik from Teledyne. And thanks for watching.